Week 2 in the NFL is done, man. It's in the books. We got a lot of storylines going on this week. I just want to go through these games, just hear from you guys on a couple of these. All the games I want to go through. First one I got on my list, Giants Cowboys. They went into overtime. This shouldn't have even been this close. If Dallas is supposedly America's team and they are supposed to be this, Jerry thinks they're a juggernaut and they supposed to be this great team, and you have the Giants there with a struggling Russell Wilson coming in, and he resurrects himself in this game. Hey, how could you go to overtime? I mean, overtime game with the Cowboys. Dallas wins. I just asked Doc this. I said, Doc, what's going on in Dallas? What are they talking about?
Well, in Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys fans, they walking around proud. They won. They got Shawty his first victory. But when you pull them to the side, a little one-on-one, they're like, yeah, we should have won the game more easily than that. We don't know what's going on with them Giants, right? For whatever reason, the secondary wasn't communicating, and they had dudes running free deep down the field. And if there's one quarterback you don't want to send open receivers deep to, yeah, that's Russell Wilson. He throws a great deep ball. So them balls is right on the money. Luckily for the Cowboys, they got a kicker named Brandon Aubrey. That dude is money. That dude is like the Mariano Rivera of kickers. You just know what's going to happen. You shocked when he misses, right? So the 64-yarder, the send it to overtime, and then, of course, the kicker to win the game with 4 seconds left in overtime. And so the Cowboys, last week there was a game they could have won that they didn't win. This was a game they probably shouldn't have won, but they did. And so they won and won, and they're still in play in the NFC East. But I'm happy for Schottenheimer that he got a win, 109 more, and he'll tie his dad for victories in the NFL. But you got to start with one, and so happy for him. So
yeah, Lee, what you got on this, man?
Yeah, man, I think this is the NFL. Anything can happen, right? It was a good game, and Lynx, you say it all the time. Divisional games, they're not like regular games, right? These two teams, they've been battling out for a long time. I think you had two teams that were very prideful. They were looking for their first wins. Russell Wilson showing shades of the Russell Wilson of old. Malik Neighbors getting his. It was good to see Malik getting the opportunity to make the plays that we know that he can make, and boy, did he make them.
Yeah.
But Dallas, man, they gutted it out. When you look at it, Lynx, I still got to give kudos to Brian Schottenheimer. They are a well-coached team. They did not beat themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. The Giants, Russell Wilson, that interception, that errant throw in overtime, that kind of was we were waiting for someone to blink.
Yeah.
The Giants blink in that moment. Dallas got it. They capitalized on it, and they gave it to their team MVP, the best player on their team, the kicker. Right. So.
Yeah.
And everybody knew when he lined up for that kick, it was money. That dude is money. So hats off to Dallas. I don't think it's an indictment on them that it went into overtime. And was it 0-0? Was it all zeros on the clock when he made that kick in overtime?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So kudos to them, man. Kudos to them. It was a good win. That was an exciting game.
It was. It was exciting.
Was an exciting game.
Yeah. Yeah. So the euphoria is high in Dallas, and they go into the Super Bowl. All right, so the next game, Seahawks, Steelers. Old man really this is more of the old man that I was looking at.
Oh boy.
This old man came down to reality. Okay, the first game he wanted to beat the Jets, former team, et cetera, and now he's settling into the old man that I know and I love, and that is Aaron Rodgers. Steelers, man, it was a game that I just looking at some of the highlights in this game. It was 31-17. It was I think the Seahawks handled this, won this one handily, in my opinion. I think Geno played a really good game. What's the coach name again? Seahawks coach.
Mike. What's his name?
Mike McDonald.
Yes, McDonald. He had a good game plan in play for the Steelers, and so I was happy to see the Seahawks win this game. So Yeah. What y'all got on this one?
Seahawks, not happy that they won. They're in the NFC West. Want to see I want to see all the teams except for the Rams lose in that division. Smith and Jigba, he had a pretty good game. I think he had over 100 yards receiving in that game. Sam Darnold played solid. The defense was solid. Solid game. Good game.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that was very uncharacteristic for a Mike Tomlin coached Pittsburgh Steelers was the returner who lets the ball go into the end zone and Seattle recovers it for a touchdown, right? Like, that's just one of those, you need to know the rules of the game, and you can't let that kickoff be live and just let some dude just drop on it in the end zone and give up 7 points like that. Like, that's a backbreaker play, right?
Yeah.
And so, they're going to coach him up, knowing Tomlin, he may not get as much playing time next week as he did this week, right? Actions and consequences.
Yes.
But yeah. And then I mean, good. Sam Darnold played okay. I got the ball to Njigba, and they got their victory. So we'll see how things go. Aaron Rodgers was more the Aaron Rodgers we should expect this year versus what happened last week. But yeah, we'll see.
I want to know what Aaron do to you guys, man. Real quick, Philip Johnson, that's the rookie running back. I think he's a rookie out of Iowa. Good. He's a good player. He's a good back. I expect good things from him going forward in the future. But what I found out, I was kind of reading some articles, and what they're saying about Mike Tomlin is that this is part of the course. He doesn't really spend a lot of details. He's not like a detail-oriented coach. He's more of a high motivator, leader that kind of galvanizes the team. Now, I take that with a grain of salt too, because, there's a lot that could, you can kind of read in between the lines of what people are trying to portray him to be, which I would refute the fact that he's not detail-oriented.
Right.
But something like that for any returner in the NFL, I don't care if you're a rookie or not, to not know the rules, to not understand that you need to cover that ball up, and you could possibly give up a touchdown if you don't, that's a big miss on drop the ball from a coaching standpoint and getting him to understand what those rules and regulations are coming into the pros.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And to that, Lee, the head coach is ultimately responsible, right? So you can't not have blame.
Right.
But there is a special teams coach, right? And talking about the knowing what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, that falls on the special teams coach. And to paraphrase Bill Parcells, if I coach the guy up and he doesn't do it, I didn't coach him or well enough. That it's the player, it's the special teams coach, and it's the head coach too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So, Lee, I wanna get some insight from you on this on you guys' game, Rams Titans. When I was looking at it, the first half was kind of a little slow. Yep. Like it wasn't, it didn't really have the, and then boom, explosion, yep. In the second half. What you think was going on there?
Well, I mean, it's a battle of attrition, right? You have two teams. I think the Titans, they were riding an emotional high at the beginning of that game. It's the first home game of the season. Cam Ward, it's his very first ever home game. They wanted a good showing for the rookie, and the defense was playing pretty solid. Rams, I think, was just they were kind of, you're going through your script, and some things were working, some things weren't. We jumped out in front, and then we made just we had a few miscues, and they caught up at the half. But just like when you have a good team against a not so good team, eventually that not so good team, they break down.
Yeah.
Right? They start to make mistakes. The good team capitalizes on those mistakes, and then it compounds on top of that, and next thing you know, you're up 30-10.
Yeah.
So that's really what happened. Watching the game, I was never really concerned that we were, that there was a threat there. Of course, this is the NFL, anything could happen, but the Rams seemed in control. They stuck with the run. They kind of beat down the defensive line, and then come the fourth quarter, the defensive line was worn out on the Tennessee Titans side.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Rams are a good team, and the Titans are not a good team. And over 60 minutes, what happened is what you expect to happen. I do think it does bode well for the Titans that their rookie quarterback had a pretty decent game, like 19 for 33, $175, touchdown. Did have a fumble that he lost, but they seem to have a guy they can build around. It's just, will the Tennessee Titans actually be able to build a team around Cam Ward? So
yeah.
I would say it was fun watching what's his name, Devontae Adams. He lined up against their number one cornerback, Snead.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a really, really good battle to watch and see them going back and forth. There was a couple of plays where Snead got the better of Adams, and then Adams finally got the touchdown on him in the fourth quarter. I think the Titans, if they build properly around Cam Ward, then I think they're going to be a threat within no time.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. So in this next game, Buffalo Bills Jets. Bills win it 30-10. James Cook, 43, rushing the ball for 43 times, 224 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dominant game by him. Josh Allen had 59 rushing yards on top of that. Allen did suffer an injury in that game. Had a bloody nose. What they're saying is he's going to be wearing some sort of mask or something like that, in this next game. But again, Justin Fields kind of struggled, man. He was struggling. Had a tough day. He had a tough outing. I don't know if this was because of Buffalo's defense or, if he was off. I really don't know if it was the offense that really just kind of sputtered. But it looked tough. It looked tough for him in this game. After week one, being so, looking so fluent, and then coming in week two. It's early. This is week two. Everyone so a lot of these teams up game and a down game or down and up, so, it's going to even out to who these teams really are over the next couple of weeks. But Justin Fields look a little rough, man. And I think Tyrod Taylor had to come in, and throw a touchdown at the end of that game. So yeah. On Doc, what you got on this one?
Well, first off, we'll see how long or how long Justin Fields out, because he's in concussion protocol.
Yes.
Right. And so we'll see what happens with that. They used to joke about let Russ cook, and James Cook making a whole bunch of yards. They talk about let James cook, right? So
Yep.
It must be eating up Aaron Glenn being a defensive minded head coach to have Buffalo just mashing the ball on you.
Yeah.
And so, you're taking part on defense, and James Cook going over for 100 something yards rushing. The Jets, I mean, it's the Jets. They always have their work cut out for them. But to know that your division rival can come in and kind of exert its will on you is not the place to be. So
yeah.
No, I think with Justin Fields, they're a little bit one-dimensional. I think if you're scheming against the Jets right now, you're scheming against the run. And if you have the personnel to be able to be effective against the run, and you're forcing him to pass, I think that's where the Jets they're gonna get in a little bit of trouble. They have good backs, which makes it a little bit puzzling as to why they didn't commit more to the run.
Right.
But one would also say that, the Bills, they got out in front of them, and they got out in front of them fast.
Yeah.
James Cook was cooking. Didn't like that too much because I have Allen as my fantasy quarterback, so that game didn't help me much. But between Breece Hall and Allen, I think they only had about 12 rushing attempts combined. So irregardless of what the other team is doing, the Jets need to really commit to that run in order to set up the pass. That's the only way they're going to be effective this season.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. You had a division game, Patriots and Dolphins, 33-27. Drake may look good, man. Drake may look good. I was impressed with the young man. He moving the ball, looking pretty good. He was 19 of 23, had 230 yards, 2 passing touchdown, plus a rushing touchdown. So I think he looked good. The Dolphins, I'm still not really, I'm not really impressed with the Dolphins. I think, they got a lot of work to do. I don't know what's going on there, but, it is what it is, man. It's Tua, and the score was 33-27. Patriots win the game. The highlight for me was just watching Drake May and seeing how he he looked pretty good.
Who looked pretty good?
Drake May.
Oh, Drake May. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not Tua. I wasn't talking about Tua now.
Okay. All right. All right. My bad. Drake May's he looked good. Second year, still getting his footing. Tua, man, look, Tua. Y'all know how I feel about Tua.
Now we talking about getting on the couch now. We got to see what's going on.
No. Okay. It ain't that serious.
Okay.
All right.
It
ain't that serious. Right?
All right then. All right.
It's just that some of these players, when they kind of drink their own Kool-Aid, right? They think they're better than what they really are, and then they want to throw other people under the bus. And he kind of did it again.
Yeah.
Talking about, the coaches gotta bring the plays in quicker, or they gotta call better plays, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
When he's referencing their past successes, he says him and Waddle, we've never started 0-2, as if Tyreek Hill had nothing to do with, the prior successes either, right? So it's like, look.
Right.
You're not that good, bro. You're not that good. Okay? You capitalized on the market. What he said, the market was the market, and you happened to have been in the right place at the right time, and you had a coach who had a scheme that nobody knew how to defend quite yet. And now that they know how to defend it, and he has to rely on you to work above and beyond the X's and O's, he's stuck. Now you got a coach, he's probably going to lose his job if this continues. Okay? And then right after that, the next guy is going to come in and he's going to Brian Flores you, and then you're going to be out as well, and everything will be reset all over again. Yeah. So, no, I don't see anything good happening for the Dolphins this season.
Here's the tricky thing for Miami. Tua goes 26 for 32 for 315 yards. 2 touchdowns, did have 1 interception, did have 5 sacks, right? That's a pretty good showing statistically for your quarterback. And you lose the game at home to a second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know how much better you're going to get out of Tua. Where if 26 for 32 for 315 ain't enough to win a game, you got some problems. Secondly, the Dolphins tend to have problems in the cold late November, December, and January because it's Miami and they playing in the AFC East, so it's the New York Jets, Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots, them home games, right? Almost more than any other team in the league, they need to get out early in terms of the wins to get that kind of buffer come November, December when they got to go up to those cold places. They 0-2 right now and they own 1 in the division.
Yeah.
So, their 0-2 is a really scary 0-2 because they lost the game at home in September to a division rival. Yeah. So that ship needs to be righted really quickly or they're going to have problems. And Mike McDaniel may be coaching someplace else next year if he's coaching. So,
yeah, definitely. And I think, I don't know if Tyreek Hill, is going to be there, for the long term and long haul. I think, either they try to get rid of him or move him or something like that. But I could see this being 0-2 now. It's only going to get worse. And so I could see him getting even more frustrated and trying to move on.
Well, let me ask you guys this then. I mean, what's the answer here?
In Miami?
In Miami.
I think they got to get, I think Tyreek has to go. I think
if we're looking at stats, okay, go back to that game because Doc, you did call out some good stats there, right? With Tua, so Tua did have statistically he had a good game, okay, and with Tyreek Hill he had 6 receptions for 109 yards, right, and this is off of just seven targets, 6 receptions, 109, okay, getting rid of Tyreek is not going to be the answer.
This is beside the stats. This is beside the football. This is outside of football. This is like coaching. It's coaching, but it's also team dynamics. And I think if you don't have the right, there's just something there that I don't think is meshing right now with this team. I mean, obviously, you got Tua and the coach, but then I think when you add Tyreek into that. And some of the things that he's been saying off field and saying about the team and that, and I know he tries to cover it up and make it look good, but there's more. I think they could get yards. Tyreek will get his yards, Tua will throw, everything will look good, coaching, et cetera, et cetera. But I just think there's more going on behind the scenes that we don't know about from a just a cohesive standpoint. That's why I said if he's gone, then maybe that kind of opens things up in the locker room. I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
I think I don't think this team is tough, right? I think the team, you hear about teams taking on the identity of the coach, okay? And Mike McDaniel's, he's a good offensive-minded coach. Yes. I don't really see him putting emphasis on defense, on a strong running game, right? And I'm talking about up the A-gap, like ground and pound, like just getting big boy yards, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's everything is about spreading them out, speed, going vertical. He does that pretty well. At the end of the day, and we all know this, especially in the latter part of the season, the toughest teams, the teams that can get those yards, the team that can control the line of scrimmage, those are the teams that more often than not they advance. And I don't see like the identity of the Dolphins. They don't tend to show me like they can do that on a consistent basis on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know why? Because Vic Fangio was in Miami last year, and Vic Fangio is a hard-nosed football, old school defensive coordinator. And from what I heard in Miami, the guys didn't like him because he was old school. When I'm talking old school, it's like, consistent reps and just he's one of those guys who he's gonna make you do it a million times. There's no softness there. He don't beat around the bush. But they were saying was, and that's a good point, Lee. They were saying the Dolphins players were kind of whining and kind of like, oh, we don't like this guy. He's too tough and the work is too much and this and that and that. But when he came to the Eagles, these guys was like, this the kind of coach we like. We like this kind of tough coaching, man. We like this kind of hard-nosed, gritty kind of guy who just no nonsense kind of football coach. So you might have something there.
When you think of the city of Miami, you think of glitz and glamour, South Beach, the bikinis, right? You ain't thinking blue-collar work, right? So now, Philadelphia, you're talking Rocky, you're talking blue-collar, lunch pail. So if Fangio comes and get the defense to be physically tough, intimidating people, and spitting on people, and but that city embraces that, right? Like Philadelphia fans love that kind of defense. It doesn't quite resonate the same in Miami, right? The speed and be going to spread you out and dink and dunk and try to put up 50 points, that works for Miami. That wouldn't fly in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the problem is Miami needs that to counteract the finesse, the execution on the offensive side. Yeah. Usually when you have teams that have a really sort of finesse, execute, spread the ball, move some points, the defense at a minimum has to bend but don't break, or is actually a physical team, right?
Right.
But if your defense is porous, that just you put up a whole bunch of points and lose. So what you gonna do? You score more points? Like it's only 70 possessions in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They in trouble.
Good points. All right. Bengals 31, Jaguars 27. Joe Burrow goes out in the second quarter with a grade 3 turf toe, which is, that's pretty tough. The backup QB, Jake Browning, comes in and takes them on a 92-yard winning game drive. So it doesn't seem like they missed a beat. But why would they miss a beat? When you supposedly have the two top receivers in the game, just throw the ball. They'll catch it. Jamar Chase had 14 receptions, 165 yards, and a touchdown. And so, look, I don't think Cincinnati's gonna miss a beat. They are just winning the games. The defense is still there's nothing going on there. It's all about offense in Cincinnati. Trevor Lawrence, who I'm again not impressed, but however, he threw for 294 yards, 3 touchdowns. But he also had 2 interceptions. So, I mean, the Bengals win again to their 2-0, which is good because last year they started out like 0-3 or something like that somewhere. So they're 2-0. They won 2 close games. Joe Burrow goes out, but I don't think they miss a beat, man. You got a great offense, and I think Jake Browning could hold the ship down until Joe Burrow gets back.
Jake Browning was 21 for 32, 245, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And he ain't even played a whole game. He got 3 interceptions. But I give that backup quarterback credit because he understands, just like back in the day with Michael Jordan, just get the ball to Jamar Chase and everybody else get the heck out the way.
Oh,
right? Yeah. Hey, throw the ball to Jamar Chase and let's see what happens. And it's just enough to win the game. So, jokes aside, I think Browning's a pretty decent backup quarterback to have. And I agree with you, Lincoln. I think he's going to hold the fort down for however long they can until Joe Burrow comes back. But if this is going to be 3 months, that's a long holding down the fort, So, and we're going to see how good the offensive coaching can be to try to maximize points with the backup quarterback, who's no Joe Burrow. No offense to him. Very few folks in the league are.
Right.
When you don't have a good defense, right? So, the whole thing you was trying to do is hey, we got the backup point guard. Everybody still got to score more points than the other team. So, let's try to figure it out. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cincinnati's in trouble with Burrow being out basically the whole season. I think they say he's going to be out 3 months. Browning, he did pretty well last year, I think. Or was it the year before when he had to step in for Burrow? So he's serviceable. But the first 2 games, this was the Jaguars. Last week they played the Browns. I'm not impressed with beating those teams. It's going to be interesting how the rest of the season unfolds for them. They're going to have to eventually play the Ravens and some tougher opponents. But if Jake Browning is going to be the guy, I don't know. I don't see them making the playoffs. A lot of the pressure now, of course, is going to be put on Chase and Higgins. And if these guys, if teams start if they scheme and find a way to nullify Chase, their running game, they got Brown is their running back?
Chase Brown, yeah.
Chase Brown? Yeah. No, I don't think they have enough firepower outside of Chase to be able to survive Burrow's being out for the entire season.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
Double team Chase, make T. Higgins beat you, or Chase Brown beat you.
Yeah. All right. We'll see, man. Next couple of weeks, it'll tell the tale for sure. Yeah. So, 49ers, Saints. 49ers win the game 26-21. Mac Jones had to step in for Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, you got the big contract, Brock. I mean, you got the big contract, and you hadn't been healthy. You hadn't been healthy to really, it's shoulder issues. He got turf toe. We got a lot of stuff going on. Kittle is out. They got injuries all over the place. They still managed to win the game. 26-21 over the Saints. Christian McCaffrey, he had 107 yards, scrimmage yards, rushing yards, 107 yards from scrimmage. So Spencer Rattler had a really, really strong outing from what I saw. I think he's one of the bright spots on the Saints. I think he's trending up. Spencer Rattler is, but it's the Saints. It's the Saints. I mean, ain't nothing happening there, man. Ain't nothing happening in New Orleans. So, 49ers should have won the game. Because apart from Spencer Rattler looking good, I didn't see anything else. What y'all got?
And Spencer Rattler like you say, he threw 3 touchdowns. He had a pretty solid game against a pretty tough 49er defense, right? But I think the story here is Matt Jones for the Niners coming in to spell for Brock Purdy, and even more so Kyle Shanahan coaching him up and switching up the game plan and getting it adaptable for Matt Jones' skill set. Matt Jones put up some good numbers. 26-39, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Pretty good. It's a pretty good game. The receivers, Jennings, I think he came back. I think he missed last week. McCaffrey had a receiving touchdown, and I don't know who Farrell is, but he got a touchdown too. So I just want to say I like this 49er team. I like this team. I like this team.
What?
I like this team.
I got you.
Yeah, I really like this team. It's going to be a good season.
You like
It's going to be a good season.
Why does just sound too sarcastic for me, man?
I mean,
this seemed like really sarcastic.
Why? I can't say nothing nice about the 49ers.
No, not you.
You said you liked them.
This is a good team. This is a good team. Matt Jones?
Yeah.
Jennings is the number 1 receiver?
Okay.
Slightly over the hill, McCaffrey. Love this. This is a good Niners team.
Let me get LeBaron on here, man.
I feel bad for Spencer Rattler, boy. Spencer Rattler at home, throw for just over 200 yards, got 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, right? Alvin Kamara almost got 100 yards rushing. And you lose to the Niners and Mac Jones ball out the same game you do? Throw for 280 and 3 touchdowns of his own, no interceptions? Like, boy, you unlucky, boy. Yeah. You unlucky bad. So, I mean, we'll see if the Saints head coach is going to coach up Spencer Rattler, and Rattler may. I wish Rattler the best, right? Like, hopefully this is him coming into his own. But yeah, it is weird. I'm having a hard time saying anything really good about Mac Jones because I'm so used to not saying anything good about Mac Jones. It just feels weird paying Mac Jones credit for a great game. So, like, hats off to you for the game you had. But we'll see if he's able to keep it up throughout the season because you didn't do it much in New England. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Niners.
I hope Matt Jones plays the whole season.
You're killing me, man. You're killing me.
Man.
Yeah.
He
It's nice to see you wishing them well, you know?
I know, yeah.
I want him play.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I just turned the leaf, you know? New leaf.
He turning it over, man. Turning it over.
Small steps, baby steps.
I got you. So all right. So we got Ravens, Browns. Lamar looked good, man. 4 touchdowns. Lamar was killing these dudes. I mean, just, the Browns. Joe Flacco. I mean, Joe Flacco is old. I mean, what you expect? Joe Flacco is old. He in the same boat as Aaron Rodgers. They old. Okay. So Dylan Gabriel comes in, throws a touchdown, and it is what it is, man. It's just the Browns again. I didn't expect anything. I knew the Ravens was gonna.
Man, if you had told me that Derrick Henry was gonna have 11 carries for 23 yards, I was not gonna expect Baltimore to put up 41 points. But that just shows how great Lamar Jackson is playing quarterback. Like, oh, okay. If that's what y'all gonna do, if y'all gonna stop the run and dare us to throw, well, there you go. I'm sure the league gonna take notice because that's hard to stop when you 19 for 29 and got 4 touchdowns. It'll be interesting to see if how soon or if they're gonna pull Flacco and give it to Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
But the 41-year-old?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
yeah,
and to note too, Lamar Jackson, he only rushed for 13. He only had 13 yards rushing. Right? He only scrambled twice for 13 yards. Everything was in the pocket. He controlled the game. That whole team, man, they dominated the Browns.
Yeah.
And talking about the Browns and Flacco, Gabriel did enter the game very briefly, 3 of 3 for 19 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, I think it's in short order. He's probably gonna get tapped for the Quinion Judkins, the running back from that team.
In the Ohio State University.
Yeah. I think they said that he's now going to be the number 1 running back going forward.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting. He had 10 attempts for 61 yards. I think he has a bright future. If he keeps that off the field stuff clean and no more issues, he will have a bright future.
Yeah. That's I like that. We'll see what he does, but I heard that too. Going forward, he's number 1. So all right, man. The return of Ben Johnson to Detroit. Lee.
Yes.
Your boy put up some numbers, man.
Yeah,
your boy was looking good.
Let me know when you want me to go on this one.
Yeah. Your boy was looking good. He came back, bounced back. People telling him, he's not good because Ben Johnson isn't there. He proved his point. He was like, I don't need Ben Johnson. He put up 52 points on y'all, man. I don't need you, Ben. So, hey, look, what you got to say, Lee, man? What you got to say about this?
So, the Bears got no pressure on him, right? And look, I will give him his due. That was a pretty impressive showing. 82% completion. 82%. 23 of 28. 34 yards passing with 5 touchdowns. No interceptions. I got to eat crow on this one, man. Like he showed out, Goff showed out. The whole offense looked like it was clicking. It almost looked like nothing has changed. I'm a little bit conflicted here. What I mean by that is if this continues, and y'all follow me here, right? If this continues and this becomes a thing where now we see Detroit, they're starting to click, hitting all cylinders and picking back up where they left off from last season. And then let's say the Bears, they continue to falter, right? Do we start looking at some point, Ben Johnson not being who we thought he was?
Yeah.
Probably not, right? But
I got you.
But there is something to say about one thing when it comes to Ben Johnson. In as much as I still give him all the credit for everything that they did offensively from a schematic standpoint last season and for all of his duration with Detroit. I think he's quickly realizing that there's a big difference from being a play caller and being a head coach. Okay? Being a head coach is more than just coming up with crafty and unique offensive schemes and getting your offense schemed up. You have to be a leader of men. You have to know how to motivate men. Right? You have to know how to get all three units moving in unison. Special teams, defense, and the offense. I think he's having a little bit of a time figuring out his voice and how it resonates with this group of guys. Maybe these are not all his group of guys, and maybe over time he's going to start drafting more and more guys that's going to fit and adapt to his tone. And I'm not even talking about Caleb. I'm not even worried about that part of it. I'm talking about the whole team. Okay? So Detroit, kudos to them. Kudos to Goff. They played good. They played lights out. But as Doc would say, this was the Bears, right?
Yep.
This was the Bears. Let's see what happens the rest of the season.
So when Ben Johnson became the head coach for Chicago, one of his talking points at the presser was that he knows the division. Right? He knows those teams. And what he did not, and Lee's talked about this, is the division knows him. And so Detroit knows what Ben Johnson likes to do on offense. They got 21 points, which is good. No, when the other team scores 50, it's not good enough. But he's going to have some issues getting the offense going in the NFC North because the teams know what he likes to do. To Lee's point with him and his trying to find his voice. One of the issues he's going to have is when he was offensive coordinator. Dan Campbell, he's a bullhorn. Right? This dude is as emotional, authentically emotional, right? Yeah. And real with it. Ben Johnson can't do that. That's going to look fake real quick, right? And there's been still guys, Tony Dungy wasn't a yeller and a screamer, but got men to participate, got men to buy in, but it took time and them to understand how much he cared about them, right? So yeah, Ben has to figure out real quick, because if you come across too intellectual, you start looking like Mike McDaniel, and that don't work the same way. So he's got to figure out how to be the smart guy, but the guy that gets his men and will put his men in the best position to succeed. And once players realize you actually care about them, they'll run through walls for you. But until it happens, it don't matter the X's or the O's. That's not going to move them. So, yeah.
Yeah, I must say, I was drinking that Kool-Aid too when it came to him and being Ben Johnson, and when he referenced the fact that he knows the division, I figured, okay, yeah, he's gonna start off fast because he was coaching in that division for the last 4 years, and he's been scheming against those defenses and against those head coaches, right, for the duration of that time. And I put more stock in Ben being able to devise plans against Detroit and be able to give Dennis Allen, his defensive coordinator, the secret sauce against Goff. I thought that they would have been able to come up with something more so than Detroit being able to scheme against him with their unknown coordinators. So this was really a surprise for me, but I'll be the first to admit I was wrong. Like Detroit really seemed to be, they clicked in this particular game. But what's concerning more so every week, this is week 2 for the Bears, it's not like Ben Johnson doesn't have talent on that team, okay? He has a first-round quarterback, a first overall quarterback. He has a first-round wide receiver, 2, I believe, DJ Moore and Roma Dunze. He has a first-round tight end. He has a newly revamped offensive line, okay? The defense They're no slouch, right? They got some good defenders there. This all seems to be coaching related, and that's the concern here. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes and how what he does, if he can get this thing turned around. But they start off a certain way when they're running off of a script, and then when teams adjust, it doesn't seem as if Chicago is able to pivot and make an adjustment to the adjustment. So we'll see if he's able to continue to evolve as a coach, as a head coach, and get over this.
Yeah. All right. We got a couple more games here. We got the Broncos, Colts. Danny Dimes looking good down there in Indianapolis. Got them 2-0. Let me look at his. I think he threw for 300 and something yards. Let me see.
First time in a whole bunch of years.
He had 316 yards with a touchdown and a rushing touchdown, man. So Daniel Jones is coming from. This is shocking and surprising.
Saquon hoop.
Pay me the money, man. Yeah, Danny Dimes. I think they're coaching him up there in Indianapolis, man. Coaching him up, no errors, no nothing critical. It was a tight game. The Broncos defense just, I don't know, blunders and just a lot of penalties. And they're supposed to have this top defense, but they weren't looking too top last week. And it was just a lot of miscues and stuff in the game, and it just didn't pan out well for them. But I'm surprised, man. Daniel Jones is doing his thing. Another win for Daniel Jones in Indianapolis, man.
Hey, Lynx, that smile you see on Doc's face every time you mention Daniel Jones is the fact that he picked him up on fantasy, right? So that's his new fantasy quarterback.
Yeah.
Sticks said he's the second best fantasy points quarterback, and he was available, so I picked him up.
There you go.
I'm playing the numbers. The numbers never lie.
They don't lie.
The numbers never lie. No, man. But hey, jokes aside, right? We know Daniel Jones is not a guy who's going to drop back 45 times a game and pick you apart. When he had Saquon, he looked respectable. When he didn't have Saquon, he didn't look good. He has a healthy Jonathan Taylor. He looking good. He is that guy that needs the bell cow running back, and he can play off the bell cow running back and hold his own, right?
Yeah.
And I give Steichen credit for realizing what he can and cannot do and maximizing the strengths and minimizing the weaknesses. Now, we'll see what happens if there's a game where people stop the run, or heaven forbid Jonathan Taylor gets hurt, because I think I got Jonathan Taylor too in fantasy football. But if he gets hurt and it's got to be on Danny Dimes, then we'll see really how good Danny Dimes is. One, I'm glad he's at least playing well again, so good for him. We talked about this before, him picking the Colts to be the landing spot, and
absolutely
Anthony Richardson just starting to grow roots, because I don't see him getting up off that bench anytime soon the way Daniel Jones is playing. So yeah,
I have a question, right? Aside from their first round pick this year, Warren, the tight end, has anything else changed on this offense, right?
I think so.
Quarterback aside as well. We're not talking about the quarterback. We're just talking about the weapons, right?
I'll be nice and say Jonathan Taylor's healthy this year.
He wasn't healthy last year?
He wasn't. I don't think he was
not as healthy. I think he was a little banged up.
He was hurt.
He was a little banged up last year. He was majorly hurt 2 years ago. But
right.
But I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, because Anthony, this is the same team. This is practically the same team. And even if it was like a weapon or two less, there was no reason for them to be as bad as they were last year, or for Anthony Richardson to play as poorly as he did. Right. So for Daniel Jones to come in and to do what he's doing, yes, he has some weapons around him. Yes, he has Jonathan Taylor, which Jonathan Taylor's a top 5 back in the league. I still got to give him a lot of credit, man. He's 316 yards, 23 of 34.
Yeah.
Not making any mistakes. He's not turning the ball over. He's looking legit.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you get and this is where we talk about with the compatibility. And last week when I was talking about Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and how that looked kind of incompatible, it's important that these head coaches and these quarterbacks that they're able to kind of have that synergy to where that quarterback can play effectively, right, with the scheme that he's been given. Daniel Jones he seems to be doing that with Steichen. Daboll is a hell of a coach. There just seemed to be an incompatibility there when Daniel Jones was playing. So we'll see how this continues.
Yeah. These next couple games, I don't have much to say on these. You got Panthers, Cardinals. Cardinals was up big in this game. I think it was 27-3 or something like that. And the Panthers, come rushing back, but ultimately fall short in this game. And so, I don't have much to say about this game. It was the Cardinals Panthers. I really didn't care about this game at all.
Who won that game?
Cardinals.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what, Lynx, when we were predicting it, I think I said that exact same thing.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Yeah.
There was the Cardinals in the West. I wanted the Cardinals to lose just because they were, they're an NFC West opponent to the Rams. No. Outside of that, there's really no storyline here that resonates with me. No. Bryce Young, in as much as people were, they're on him and they're saying he's not, playing up to snuff statistically. 328 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. 55 attempts is 55. A little bit.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the running game, there was nothing going on there. The rookie McMillan, he had a pretty good showing. I watched because I did actually watch some of this game, and he was holding his own. But for the most part, the Cardinals they were doing their best to try to lose this game. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
They were trying to lose this game, and Panthers wouldn't let them.
Carolina wouldn't let them, huh?
Wouldn't let them, man.
Carolina wouldn't let them.
Nope.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah. All right, Doc. I before we go here, man, I just have to apologize to you, man. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean anything by this. But it was a couple of weeks ago. I think you had sent me a message, and I didn't see the message until a couple of days ago. On my WhatsApp, and you were sending me that Carson Wentz was signed by the
Minnesota Vikings.
By your Vikings.
Yeah.
And my response to you was, in quotes, boy, I just hope y'all don't ever have to bring that backup quarterback in.
You jinxed it.
Yep. Oh man.
Yep.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. It was not intentional at all. I did not know that this was going to happen. Man, the Falcons look really good from a defensive standpoint. I always, this is hard for me to say because, living in the Atlanta area and knowing Falcons and Falcons fans and the whole 9 yards, they actually do have a pretty decent team. I like the offense. Penix, he was kind of a little off, but you got Bijan Robinson. But Doc, I really do apologize, man. I didn't mean for this to happen to JJ, man. I like JJ, so accept my apologies, man.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to learn to take responsibility no matter what happens. I shouldn't have sent the message because if I hadn't sent the message, you wouldn't have opened it to trigger the jinx. No, man. I'm hopeful for McCarthy. I'm hoping he figures things out. Clearly, based upon week 2, the first 3 quarters of week 1 is more in McCarthyism, and not the fourth quarter of week 1. It's still 2 games in. You want me to talk to the conspiracy theory or?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So when McCarthy looked good last year in the preseason, and then he had this knee injury and had to miss the whole season, it was like, hey, this is all a conspiracy theory. It's all a ploy. They don't want to put too much pressure on the young guy, so he's going to sit for the year and learn because he's hurt. That's not their fault for him not to be able to play. Not knowing Sam Darnold was going to ball out, right? But like in case Sam Darnold didn't, but you can't put McCarthy, and even though he looked good in the preseason because he was hurt. This knee injury, quote unquote. So now he starts off year 2, doesn't look good game 1, but figures it out in the fourth quarter, brings the team back, wins the game. Game 2, don't look good against the Falcons, kind of struggles. And then he's got a high ankle sprain, and he's got to sit for 2 to 4 weeks. We don't know when he hurt that got a high ankle sprain, but it happened sometime in the game. Not enough to put him on IR. But 2 to 4 weeks, we just need to reevaluate on a week-by-week basis as if they need to have a reset and give them a little bit more time to figure things out.
Yeah, high ankle sprain my foot. I don't believe it. Look, I watched that game. I didn't see him hobbling. I didn't see, 'cause when you have a high ankle sprain,
Dude, you can't put no pressure on that.
you can't put nothing on that, right? That's like they put you in the stretcher. They're taking you to the locker room to get an X-ray first, right? And then they do an MRI later. That's how bad it is. Look, JJ McCarthy. I think we still have to remember he's 22. He's not going to be 23 till the end of the season, right? So this isn't like a 22 about to be 20. Like he's 22, and this is his second start. I understand he was a rookie last year. He didn't play, but this is his second start. The game is still moving at a pace that he's not caught up to yet. That's all it is. He needs to catch up to the speed of the game, and I would hope that that he is actually hurt. I would hope that is the case and that they're not coddling him and trying to protect him or being overprotective with him. I hope that's not the case. That being said, old boy coming in. He's going to come in. Are we talking about Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz.
Right? The savior of the Philadelphia Eagles back in the day. He was Mr. Philly. Okay, so he's going to come in, and I think he's going to right the ship a little bit here. He's going to get you guys going because, Carson Wentz is a good player. He's a good quarterback. He's steady. He's a solid backup. I think he could be a starter somewhere. But for whatever reason, Philly sullied his name, and they got teams thinking, poorly of him. And I don't know. I don't know what they did or what he did to them. But I think the Vikings are going to be in good hands until JJ comes back. The question, Doc, is going to be if and when Wentz plays the way we think he's going to play, and JJ is healthy. Does JJ get the starting job back?
That's practice will give us that answer, right? I don't think you bring JJ back and then 2 games sit him for Wentz. Right. I think that needs to be McCarthy needs to earn. I know you're not supposed to lose it because of injury, but if Wentz plays decent, McCarthy's going to have to earn that in practice when players are like, hey, when are we going to put McCarthy back in for him to get that job back? Because you can't be going back and forth. It just don't work well. So we'll see. I would love for that to be the case, right? I would love for that to be the case where we're trying to figure out who's going to be, which one is it going to be. I also want to give an acknowledgement to Michael Penix. 13 for 21, 135, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 3 sacks. Your defense balling out. You're running the ball well. Bijan going for $143. Algier got another 76. We've seen quarterbacks mess it up, trying to get their stats too and get they shine in the spotlight. And for essentially a second-year guy to have the defense playing well and the running game doing well and be like, hey, my job is to not turn the ball over, because if I don't turn the ball over, we're probably going to win this game. And to not turn the ball over in your second year and not pull a Rex Grossman, yeah. So I want to at least applaud that he actually understands that the purpose of the game is to score more points than the other team, and if they ain't scoring, don't give him free points.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Another impressive thing with Penix is the fact that the arm talent that he has, to have the composure and to hold back and not try to get that ball, because you can get the ball there.
Yep.
You can fit it through that tight window. But he doesn't do it. He plays within the construct of the offense. To Doc's point, he's not turning the ball over. He's taking care of the ball. He's letting his playmakers do their thing, allowing the defense to carry them to the win. He's an adult.
Yep.
He's an adult, and he's being very professional playing the quarterback position.
Doc, a JJ McCarthy ankle is gonna heal up real quick after next week. That ankle it's gonna be a miraculous recovery.
That's a 1 week.
That's a 1 week high ankle sprain.
Yeah,
because after Carson Wentz coming there, y'all gonna be like, hey, JJ is healthy and he is ready to go. So just be waiting on that. As a matter of fact, boy, this would be a good storyline. It's just almost about a month away from the Vikings playing the Eagles. If Carson Wentz,
oh goodness,
can hold on, Carson. No, as a matter of fact, I want Carson to really ball out. I want Carson to ball out. I wish him the best. I really do. I wish him the best. I want him.
You sound like me talking about the 49ers.
No, man, no.
You all right?
I want Carson to do great, man, because You know, I would love to see him back in Philly again, and you know, would love for him to compete, you know, against the Eagles, his former team, you know, and so that would be great.
Okay.
I wish him well. I wish him well.
I got you. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
Definitely. All right.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you, Link. Just
No, man, no. I wish him well. Definitely want to see what he got. So we got the look. Lee, I told you this. I told you this before. And the Chargers beat the Raiders 20-9 in one of the Monday night games. And you know, I'm looking at Justin Herbert, and you know, another solid game from Justin. What he put together, you know, is looking good. I know Khalil Mack got injured in this game, but Justin Herbert had 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 60-yard scoring pass to Quentin Johnson. He's starting to grow on me, man. He's starting to grow on me. Justin Herbert is starting to grow on me. He's still, like I said before, though, this is early, and he still needs to do this in the playoffs. If he could do that in the playoffs, you know, that would be impressive. But I really think, based on how the Chargers are looking right now, they're going to win the division. You know, with Kansas City Chiefs being 0-2, they're 2-0. They're looking good. What did Ashton Genty do in this game? I think I saw he had a couple good runs, but I don't know exactly what he did in this game.
43 yards.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. But I saw a couple runs that he had. I mean, yeah, they was bouncing off him, man. Once he puts it together, he's like right there to break it out. Mm-hmm. So, you know, he's close. But yeah, I mean, Chargers shake the win.
He only had 11 attempts. I think that's the disappointing thing in all of that, right? They're not getting him enough touches.
Yeah.
You have to feed him more, because he's one of those guys who will go for 2 yards for 10 or 12 plays, and he'll bust one for 50.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
No man. But the thing with Justin Herbert, like, one, the guy can make pretty much any kind of throw. Super talented, athletically gifted. The Chargers became scary when they got Jim Harbaugh as the head coach, because he's going to do everything in his power to not have to depend on Justin Herbert winning the game. They're going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to play good defense. And so Justin Herbert has to be Superman 4 times in a game, not 15 times in a game. Right? And so what you're starting to see is them building that team and doing well, where the defense is becoming stout, and they're not quite running the ball the way they want to, but they're gonna keep on trying to run the ball, because that's just the Jim Harbaugh way. And then have the ace in the hole, Justin Herbert. Yeah, that's gonna be scary for that AFC West.
Yeah.
AFC West, the Chargers are 2-0. Denver's 1-1. Vegas is 1-1. The Chiefs are 0-2.
Yep. I like it.
Wow.
Don't count them out. They coming back, but you know, I like the 0-2 for right now.
Speaking of which, how they got that second loss, Lynx?
You know what time it is, man. You know, my Eagles. We just had to. You know, I wanted it to be more of a blowout. So, you know, as I was watching this game, it was a little tight. It was a little tight there. You know, when it was 20-10, I think it was 20-10. And they were driving down, and Travis Kelce, I mean, they were on the 6-yard line, and Patrick Mahomes passes the ball to Travis Kelce, and he was thinking about the wedding, you know, if he was going to actually have a bow tie, or if he was going to have something on his lapel. And so he was just looking and took his eye off the ball, and like what he's been doing recently, and which is why he need to retire. He'll still be a Hall of Famer, but, you know, he just need to retire. And Makuba, man, the rookie in the right place at the right time. He's a ball hawk, man. Just picks the ball off. I think that was the big turning point in the game. Like I said last week for Kansas City, if Patrick Mahomes is leading you in rushing, he had 70-something yards rushing in the first quarter. I mean, in the first half of this game. And then we made some adjustments and kind of shut that down in the second half. But if Patrick Mahomes is leading your team in rushing, it's a bad day. It's a really, really bad day. And, I mean, he tried to do all the magic he could, you know, phantom calls for roughing the passer, whatnot. And so, you know, they try to do what they can to win the game, but it is what it is. We ultimately overpower these guys, and that's 3 games in a row. Kansas City, they just need to stop scheduling them. Don't put them on the schedule anymore. That mystique is gone. Ain't nothing happening. I know they didn't have Rashee Rice and a couple other, but it wasn't gonna make a difference. It wasn't gonna make a difference, man.
It wasn't gonna make a difference.
No. It wasn't gonna make a difference at all. I know a lot of people want to say it was gonna make a difference, but nah. They said it was going to be something else. Our defense was going to come up big. I trust Vic Fangio, man, and I think, Kansas City Chiefs, when they play us, they wanted to win that game really bad. I could tell from the beginning of the game when Travis Kelce was so fired up, man. When he scored that touchdown, he was fired up. He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, buddy, let's just wait till the end of the game. And, of course,
How do you feel about your secondary?
Secondary we still got some issues, man. We got some issues in that cornerback 2 spot. I think Adoree Jackson did a little bit better this game, but we still got a lot of work to do. I think the defense kind of tightened up in that second half and kind of really starting to get there. They're getting there. I think he played a little bit better, but we still got that cornerback 2 spot. I think is that's troublesome. But other than that, I know a lot of people making a big deal of the tush push. I think is actually going to be outlawed next year. Every, and I'll say this and then I'll let you guys go. Every outlet that I've seen, they're saying the Eagles were false starting on, but they fail to see the neutral zone infraction from the Kansas City Chiefs, and also the Kansas City Chiefs punching the ball before the dude even snapped the ball. I mean, so nobody's seeing that. I mean, so I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know.
All you have to say is it's not your job to call a false start on yourselves. If the refs don't call it, that's on the refs. That's all you have to say. You don't have to bring up no neutral zone infraction and all this other stuff. Just be like, hey, the refs should throw the whistle. Blow the whistle, throw the flag. They ain't throw it. What you supposed to do? Walk 5 yards back? This ain't golf?
Yeah, Lynx, we don't care about no neutral zone infractions. We don't care about that. We don't care that they almost punched the ball out. I wish they did. But we don't care about that.
Right,
yeah, we don't care about that.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, and I think you're right. They need that.
It's going. It's the last year.
It needs to go.
It's the last year.
I'm tired of it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
I am not. I don't have an issue with it. I think the Vikings supported this pass for what that's worth. Like, hey, if your quarterback could squat 600 pounds and you guys could practice the leverage and move the pile, then so be it, right? It's the Eagles. There's a little bit of Buffalo, and then there's everybody else, right? So, hey, keep them out of 3rd and 1. Keep them out of 4th and 1.
Yeah.
So,
it was somebody who tried to run it this past Sunday. Who was it? Doc, was it your Vikings that tried to run ran a version of the tush push? No, I can't remember who it was. It was somebody who tried to run a version of the tush push this week. Everybody is free to run it. You are free to run it. I mean, just line up and run it. Do the best you can. What I really did like at the end of the game, Chris Jones, crybaby Chris Jones, crying about
Saquon didn't get 100 yards.
He didn't get 100 yards.
He didn't get 100 yards.
Right. Who cares? Win the game.
What Hurt say?
Yep, you can't repeat that.
I can't repeat that. I can't repeat that. Just win the game.
Yeah.
Just win the game. I don't care. Win the game.
Shut the bleep up.
Yeah.
We winning the game.
Yes. I like that. Thank you, Hurts. Thank you. Be quiet, man. Anyway. Yeah. So
moral victories.
Yeah. We'll take it. So last game was the Buccaneers, Texans. Man, I like DeMeco Ryan so much, man. I think he's a great coach. I don't want anything to happen to him, in Houston, because when you're not winning, obviously they go and they get rid of you. They're 0-2. They lost a couple these 2 close games down the stretch. The Buccaneers just pulled it off. I mean, it was Baker Mayfield was balling out. They look pretty good, Tampa Bay. But DeMeco Ryans, man, I like him as a coach. I really do. I just, they are still one of the better teams, I think. Houston Texans, they just been on the unlucky side these last 2 weeks. So hopefully they could turn it around and get into winning column, because he's led them to the playoffs. You know, the last two years they've been in the playoffs under D'Amico Ryans, but it's a what have you done for me lately kind of league. And I just hope he doesn't get caught up in that.
I think he's safe for this season, unless it just like completely spirals out of control. I think they're going to right the ship. CJ Stroud, they need to protect him. The line is pretty poor. But what I did notice is that when they were giving him because there were a couple of snaps where he had time, and either he was missing guys or he didn't see guys, or I guess guys just weren't open, but they weren't able to capitalize on those plays when he had protection in place. What's really killing them right now is the lack of a running game.
Yeah.
I know they got Chubb, and I think the world of Chubb, but that line isn't giving him any holes. He isn't getting a lot of space. So they need to fix that. It was kind of, I was kind of surprised they didn't put more of an emphasis on showing up that offensive line this offseason. But like I said before, when I was predicting this game, I did predict the Buccaneers to win because of the line issue with the Texans. These two teams do mirror each other in all other aspects of the team. But I got to give some kudos to Baker Mayfield, man. He's had a resurgence in his career. He's playing really good ball, taking care of the ball. I think he's led the league. He has more passing touchdowns than any other quarterback since he's been with the Bucs, which is amazing to me. And outside of that, the Buccaneers, they look good. Todd Bowles, he's coaching those guys up. Defense is stout. Running game is firm. They have a good 1-2 punch with Irving and White in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
And their receiving core, man, with Evans and Ibuka, they're dangerous.
Yeah,
they're dangerous. I think low key, I think they're underrated. I think they could really push. They can make a push in the playoffs once they get there.
Don't forget Godwin's out.
Right.
So that two-headed passing monster is going to be a three-headed monster when he comes back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be serious.
It must be really tough to be a Cleveland Browns fan. You jettison Baker Mayfield and you getting Deshaun Watson. You paying this money to get this amazing quarterback that we all know is an upgrade compared to Baker Mayfield. And Deshaun Watson does next to nothing in Cleveland. And Baker Mayfield has multiple Pro Bowl seasons.
Yeah.
For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. It must be tough to be a Cleveland Browns fan.
Yeah.
Because even when you think you make the right decision, it blows up in your face really bad.
Man. Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah. Everything that leaves Cleveland turns to gold. That's what it seems like. Don't forget, the Baltimore Ravens, that's the old.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
That's the Cleveland Browns organization.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
The Jets too. Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, the Jets too. But Cleveland.
Yeah. That's another level.
What can you say? So last thing we didn't bring up real quick is Jaden Daniels. I know Jaden Daniels, a knee injury in that Packers game. They said that, it's day to day right now. Hadn't said right now up to this point, I think, if he's going to play or not this week. But they said it's day to day. With that knee injury, if I'm them, I hold them out and just make sure everything is good there, because he needs to be healthy for the the remainder of the season for this team to be successful. And I need them to be successful, because when we play them at the end of the season, I don't want to hear any excuses. So I need Jaden Daniels to really be 100% healthy. Get that knee. If you got to sit out 3-4 weeks, sit out. Do whatever you can.
Pull a McCarthy?
Pull a McCarthy. Yeah, pull a JJ. Pull a JJ. Get yourself together and be ready to go. Yeah, man.
You talk with confidence there, Lincoln Parks.
Hey, I'm ready, man. I'm ready for it all.
All right.
Give me Jaden. Yeah. So
you want all the smoke.
Give it to me, man. Give it to me. Lee, we got some smoke coming up this week, man.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait to talk about that one.
All right. Yeah, we'll wait, man. We'll wait on that one. Yeah. All right, man. So, good one. Let's see you guys on the next one.
Sounds good.
All right.